Hello, and welcome to Songs for the Struggling Artist, the blogcast. This is episode 469. My name is Emily Rainbow Davis. Welcome. Hello. I'm happy you're here. Today's blog is a little bit about podcasting, but not really this podcast. I think you'll hear, but this is about the experience of putting out my audio drama a few weeks ago. And this podcast kind of sits in a whole different zone, a different reality, a different part of my brain. This is just like, once a week I come and visit with you, read the thing, sing a song. It's a structure that exists. And this other thing is like a thing that gets released, once a year, maybe. So different vibes. Anyway, why don't I just read it to you? It is called, and I don't think this is a great title, and I think this is why this one did not get a lot of views. But for lack of a better title, I have called it The Difference Between a Play and a Podcast. The other night, I had a short play of mine read at an evening of readings. It's a very slight piece of work, and it was way too esoteric and theater nerdy for a room full of people who are mostly film folk. I knew it wasn't going to be a wild hit, the way my previous play had been there. But regardless, I received some very gratifying applause and several "I love your writing" comments afterwards. I know it wasn't my most successful work, but on balance, I received nothing but positive reinforcement, and it felt great. I also did some acting that night and had 4 separate people come up, take my hand, and say, "You're funny." Also very gratifying. That same week, the first episode of the 3rd season of my audio drama came out. We did a lot of build-up, a lot of promotion. We made the effort to get it out there, something I do not always manage to do. It's a project years in the making, and the first phase of it was out. But there is no applause. There can't be, of course. It's not live. There is no applause, and only a handful of people even let me know they've heard it. The current count is 3. And I am grateful to those 3, very grateful. But let's just say the response has not been overwhelming. I've been at this long enough to expect this. I know releasing a podcast is not like putting on a show in some very significant ways. But to experience the contrast within a few days is particularly revealing. I feel better about a little play that's not that great than I do about the project I've been working on for the last 5 years. Those feelings don't change my plans or my strategy. I'm dedicated to my audio drama podcast, and I do whatever I can to make it succeed. The fact that it does not necessarily give back to me in an emotionally gratifying way does not make it less worth doing. Am I trying to convince myself? Maybe. In both instances, I am a writer, getting my work out into the world. But while the podcast is more widely distributed and listened to globally, it is strangely not as public an experience as having a play read in front of an audience of living, breathing people. When people listen to my podcast, they are most likely alone, just them and the show. They might have it going straight to their ears via headphones. It is, most of the time, a very private experience. On stage, we're all experiencing it together. I suppose I'm chasing the high of applause and group laughter and praise and all the gifts of being present in the room. while also wrestling with a fundamentally private form. How can I make podcasting more like theater? I tried recording our last show live in the hopes of combining the experience, but that show has not done nearly as well as the other ones. The Dragoning has over 16,000 streams, and The Defense has a little over 1,600. I did get some applause for that one, though, since we were all in the room together. And maybe that makes it worth it. I don't know the answer, but I am genuinely baffled by the question of how a relatively unsuccessful play can feel better than a successful podcast. I wouldn't call this play I just heard a failure, but I cannot call it a success either. It is odd and confusing, and I think I may just be built for a live audience. That may be all that's happening here. And maybe also that live audiences have a much clearer sense of what's expected of them. They know they should clap, even if they didn't like it. Most of them know to give artists praise, even if they weren't overly impressed. They know to congratulate you on your work, regardless. The primary response to work that is not time-based, that is not live, is nothing. It's silence. I know this. I've known it. I'm used to it. I just really felt the difference this week. So yeah, I guess that the point of this is just that it's so incredibly clear how much more gratifying doing things live is for me. I'm sure for other people it may be different, or maybe other people have communities that are more expressive online, or I don't know. But yeah, I was like, all right, I gotta find ways to do more things live. So yeah, I've been submitting a lot more plays to various other theaters than I usually do. I was like, okay, I think I need to get back on stage. So I asked one of my favorite photographers around here if she would take headshots for me. I haven't had my headshots done since I was 21, which was a long time ago. And the style of these has changed so dramatically. Like, you know, when we had color photos in those days, but we all headshots were black and white. And anyway, times have changed. So I figured I would just make some moves to like reduce the obstacles to the possibilities. Right? Like, I don't know that I'm going to submit for a bunch of stuff. Like, am I going to, create a profile on Backstage? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. But, just having some things, ready to go in case. Because I think it's time to just make sure that I get on that stage. Either as an actor or as a playwright. Either one. Honestly, both. Great. I'm into either possibility. I don't like to do the two things at the same time. I feel like I've talked about that before. I'm not interested in acting in my own work, and I'm not interested in writing things for myself. But otherwise, either one is great. Happy to be on stage, happy to see my work on stage. Both are fantastic. And I think I'm just going to put some more energy there for a little bit, see what happens, because it just feels better. Also, by the way, in this post, only 3 people had said anything about the podcast, and at that point, about the Dragoning, that is. I think at that point, we had maybe 2 or 3 episodes out, and since then, I'm sure you'll be happy to learn that number has gone up to 5. So It's not great, everybody. It's really not great. And I'm pretty sure a less stubborn artist would have given up already. So it's a damn good thing I'm stubborn. I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like you don't give up, even though only 5 people have said anything, because, like, you know, this kind of thing is a slow burn. It's not something that happens like right away where everyone's like, ooh. And even down the line, people probably still will not say ooh. But they, you know, the numbers suggest that some people told some other people and that some people liked it. Because, you know, we did pretty well in some other countries. So, and not so bad in this one either, come to think of it. Anyway, it's a very funny thing. And if anyone has a solution to feeling less discouraged by it, please do let me know, because woo-wee, it's a challenge. I think especially for a theater artist, right? Because we are used to applause. And I have talked before about how much help applause is for me and how meaningful. And, you know, also we live in a world where, you know, after you do a show, everyone tells you how great you were, even if you sucked. And you know what? That's great. I have no complaints. Please. I love to hear how great I am, even if I'm terrible. Yes, it feels good. We do that. Come on. So, like, having been, you know, having come up on the stage where I receive flowers after performances sometimes, it's hard to just experience silence. Anyway, you all are here with me now. You're listening, and I thank you. And you don't need to give me any flowers, especially for this podcast. For this podcast, I'm talking into the air. Several people let me know what, you know, that they're listening, and that's very great. And actually, it's all I need for this one. It's the stuff where, like, I, you know, spent a lot of effort. That's not that I don't spend effort on this. I don't want you to think I'm literally working on it all the time. But anyway, it's not a long-term effort. But, you know, the efforts last a week or two. Anyway, speaking of effort, what song am I going to give you? Well, I did actually work on this song for longer than a week because it's a David Wilcox song that I was considering a few weeks ago, and then I just felt like, oh, I need some more time with this one to get it right. So I decided to put this one here because there's not really a song that goes with this. Like, this is not song material, what I'm talking about here. Although if I thought outside the box, I could have come up with something, but I got nothing. So I'm doing David Wilcox's Leave It Like It Is, which I do think is a song that is kind of deep in my artistic psyche. It came out when I was in high school, and some friends and I just like really went crazy for it. I still feel like I go crazy for it. I still really love the song, and I think it's like philosophically just like deep in my artist bones. I'm very grateful to David Wilcox for this song because I think, I don't know, it's stuck. Its philosophy has stuck with me, and it feels right. Anyway, I'll sing it for you in just a minute. Meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. If you like this podcast, hey, tell someone about it. Hey, tell me about it. Like, review, subscribe. If you'd like to support it with money, amazing. There's patreon.com/Emily R. Davis. There's also Ko-fi. There's PayPal. You could do a Substack paid subscription if you felt like it. And, you know, all those links are in the show notes. But mostly, I'm very happy you're here with me, continuing to listen to the podcast. And, you know, like the numbers have gone back up. So that's pretty nice. Welcome and thank you. If you're new, I'm very glad you're here. Stick around. Yeah, it's really great. to have you listen. So leave it like it is. I don't think there's anything to tell you aside from like there's a bunch of jazz chords in here, and they were really fun to play. So which is why it took me a little while to learn it, because that is not my natural home. I like to visit that land, but it takes a lot of practice to actually be able to do it. I think that's all. Yeah. So this is Leave It Like It Is. Now when the paint jar tipped off of the table, you watched as it started to fall. Glass popped, shattered and splattered, and paint spray hit the wall. Bright blue glossy enamel across the kitchen floor. You said, "Good God, look at that pattern. I've never seen that before." Leave it like it is. Never mind the turpentine. Leave it like it is. It's fine. Now when the paint dried, you gave it a title. You called it Kitchen Blue. White frame painted around it, and gallery lighting too. Rich folks come over to dinner, they all want one of their own. They say, "How much? Who's the artist? And my, what a beautiful home." Leave it like it is. Never mind the turpentine, just leave it like it is. It's fine. Now most folks suffer in sorrow, thinking they're just no good. They don't match the magazine model as close as they think they should. They live just like the paint by numbers. The teacher would be impressed. Lifetime of follow the lines. So it's just like all of the rest. Leave it